Welcome back to Watchin Baseball. We have been going through every World Series from 1972 and up. We are all the way to the 2016 World Series. Cubs versus Indians. Hell of a set. Hell of a series. History is made. A lot of fun moments. I actually told Jake before we started, I forgot. I had a brain fart. It's like, who was in the 2016 World Series? As soon as I Googled it, I was like, oh, I'm excited to watch this one. So, you excited, Jake?
I am, and I have a vivid memory of watching this with our mutual best friend, Jeff Krause, and it was kind of the ideal bar situation. I roped him in with a trivia night at a bar because that was better cheese to get Jeff out with, and then the trivia wrapped up, and the game, hit where we're about to jump in, and it was like it was the dream scenario of watching a game at the bar. It wasn't packed. It was a weeknight, and it was just you started looking at other people around the bar we're watching something right now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, and yeah, I mean it gets remembered as the Cubbies, the curse of the Billy Goat, but the Cleveland has gone a long time without a title as well. So it was it's as good as it gets.
Yep. I was living with buddies in California, Brad's house, and our girlfriends were over, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm using the living room, and I'm watching this game. You guys can watch with me. So I think everyone kind of rallied and watched with me and was like, what's going on? And then it was fun. This series, as always, is brought to you by our store, shop.jomboymedia.com. You can get a bunch of gear. We've got this fun shirt. We've got Jake's hat.
Well, no, it's kind of nuts, Jimmy, is I can take this hat off and another hat appears on my head.
Yeah, that is cool.
And then I could put this hat back on. So
wait, hold on. Put that hat on my head real quick. Wow, okay.
Oh, give me that.
Good job. Good job,
Sorry,
editor
Zach.
It's been a while since we gave him something ridiculous to do. So
been a while.
Let's just head right into this. We're going to the bottom of the eighth. There's 2 outs. Game 7. Cubs are 4 outs away from winning this with a 3-run lead. Here we go.
Here's Jose Ramirez. Theo Epstein is the president. The head of baseball operations for the Cubs.
Cool story with Theo when he was when he took over the Cubs, and he was like, "You got a 5-year plan."
But you're going to have to be patient. How often is it that a plan actually works?
How about Johnny Lester in another big game?
Chicago team.
Yeah.
Going to be good for
and Hendricks passed it to him, but still.
It did take him a while. Of course, they had to lose a lot.
Can I get it on my screen?
You're exactly right. This is a team as well as Cleveland built to win a few more years than just right now. 2 out, nobody on. 1-1 to Jose Ramirez. Ground ball. Russell can't make the play, and the inning continues. A 2-out hit for Jose Ramirez.
So, I wanted to show that. What's that play, Jake?
They call it a hit. And, it's a tough play. Especially when you look at that replay.
Yeah, when it's inside of his arm, not on the outside.
Yeah.
But it's still a hell of a play if he makes it, I guess.
John Lester tonight goes 3
It's a play you want made in the World Series.
Predisposed to not be on Addison Russell's side, though.
Yeah, and hey, now he's kind of a bad guy, so look at that. But yeah, if you're Lester, that sucks because you were just about to get it to Chapman in the 9th. And what's about to unfold, it's so funny how that during the broadcast, Joe Buck knows a big moment when it's there. That happened, and they're just well, okay, they're going to go to Chapman now. Problem solved. And, stuff does happen. Spoiler.
They traded for Chapman. Everyone remembers that. Madden used him a ton down the stretch. Everyone remembers that.
So 3 innings even, 1 run, 3
used him in non-save situations. I think Chapman has come out and said he didn't enjoy or he didn't like how the communication and how he was used in these scenarios.
Aroldis Chapman, who the last 2 games has been asked for a lot of work.
42 pitches.
35 of his 62 pitches have been triple digits.
Kind of not cool.
Yeah. How many times do you think he's thrown 42 pitches?
Season, this guy gives
Once.
Terry Francona a good at bat. Brandon Guyer. One ball, one strike. Yeah, he's done damage against left-handers. Really stays in there, and of course,
That's what I just did. Like, oh yeah, wow. It's weird that people forget.
Find a way on base.
So Lonnie Chisenhall started that game, and Brandon Guyer came in.
That's out of play, strike 2.
My dude Lonnie,
Pinch hit.
some good numbers in small sample-sized seasons.
So yeah, they had a nice little lefty-righty platoon going on. Our guy Kipnis,
Friend of the program.
hot body, handsome face.
The most pitches Chapman threw in a game. Oh my God, crisp. Up until this point was 36 back in July for the Yankees.
3 outs tonight.
And I feel like you'll see closers hit 30 like twice a year, blown save. They're just fighting to get out of an inning. But a 40 burger for a closer, that's tough. As Chapman pumps it in at 102.
Well, earlier in his career, Chapman,
Yeah, and usually, like I'm going through his game log, Chapman's, and usually when he does throw 35 plus, it's because he sucks and they make him eat it.
Mix in an occasional
Right.
slider here and there.
101.
Big swings at the plate have no
I just checked 17, 18, and 19, and he's got some 36. Oh, and 19 he never threw more than 29 pitches.
He's short to the ball. He's fouled a couple off to the right side. Runner at first, Ramirez.
2-2. Does he have his slider that he has now? You know, just like, I think.
Not as he has now.
Yeah. See, 2019 Chapman drops a nasty slider there, but I don't think he was using it that much in 2016.
No. I mean, in 2016, it was still very clearly his secondary pitch. Like, right now, Aroldis Chapman is kind of a toss-up. Like, he could pump it. He also has a filthy slider.
I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go look at my favorite pitch mix chart.
Line drive into right center field. That ball's down. Taking around third, Ramirez.
Booming.
Score on an RBI double by Brandon Guyer. It's 6-4.
That's a good piece of hitting because you know the fastball's coming. Because, all right, so I just looked at it. He only threw his slider 15% of the time in 2016. In 2019, he threw it 30. So if you know that fastball's coming, I mean, he didn't try to do anything besides just put it that way. It's a nice hit.
Ramirez is going. So,
That is a huge
yeah, and this is, like we just mentioned. So, you know, that ball goes off Addison Russell. Joe Buck doesn't say anything. You're not even really thinking anything as a fan. Now, it's like, okay. Like, if you're Addison Russell, you're having a bad time being on the field.
Davis. Ball 1.
Yeah, again, I don't think it was like an error. So I think, you know, at best he stops it and maybe doesn't throw him out. But we'll blame it on him. He's probably still in his own head about it.
Yeah.
Out of play right side.
What was the first pitch? Is a fastball ball?
Rajai Davis, CT guy. Rajai Davis, high for home runs in a season is 11. Or no, 12, excuse me.
Nice. I wonder what his history versus Chapman was. Did he have any?
Aroldis Chapman started the year with
highest
the
OPS in a season, 784.
He was involved in a domestic violence situation. Charges drop, but Major League Baseball suspended him for 30 games. He came back, pitched well for the Yankees, and was traded to the Cubs
I guess.
on July
Yeah,
25th.
Chapman was thought of as a pretty bad guy at this point. And, I mean, still has some bad guy connotations, and now Addison Russell. Two guys involved.
2-2.
Not cool, you know?
Not good.
Davis missed his pitch earlier.
2-2 pitch. Same exact place where I'm saying 2019 Chapman throw. You have one more pitch to waste, so he tries to get him with the slider. And he's just fastball only.
He prefers it. He wants the inner half of the ball.
All right, I have Davis versus Chapman up until this point.
Not a whole lot he can do with it up.
0 for 1.
Sometimes you got to get lucky against
no,
like
that's all right.
You got to guess in an area.
He was 1 for 5.
Geyer delivered an RBI double with 2 out. The 2-2.
That's a big swing. I mean, it's ball 3, but I think it just shows the mode that Davis went into. Like, I'm not going to let a fastball by me.
Yeah, it's a little bit in swing mode. But, I mean, this goes back to kind of your Johnny Damon thing. I think this is Rajai being like, hey, I could do this dance all day if you want.
That guy's getting after it. Ooh. Eating his glove. Love a good glove eating session. Used to chew on the laces of my glove nonstop. Just dirt in the teeth, and you're like, why am I doing this? And then you just go back for more. Choked up.
Without the why am I doing this? Yeah, big choke.
Drove into left. At the wall. It's gone.
I've never noticed how much the camera guy just gets like whirly birded into doom.
Nobody expected it.
I think the ball hits the camera guy in the head. Whoa, who was the guy running on top of the dugout? Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was booming.
Down and in was his only chance. Watch where this pitch is. Down and in. He got it. He didn't miss it. He fouled off the pitches that he had to foul off. And the one area that gave Davis a chance to hit a home run is where Chapman threw it. And oh my.
Like that.
That was a crazy moment. That was like the freeze triple. Like, as a viewer who didn't care about either team, just like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Well, and it kind of goes back to where we started. So now, it's a tied game when, okay, there was a ground ball to short, kind of a hit, could have been a play. But also, Aroldis Chapman has been burnt out. So now he's got to get out of the 8th inning to pitch enough in the 9th, hopefully. And I mean, when he gives up another hit there as a Cubs fan, I mean, you're going full curse of the Billy Goat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you think the magic's done.
He wasn't as sharp. Chapman has been pushed beyond what normally could be a role in 3 straight games. He's thrown 2 straight pitches down and in.
Is his velocity still there?
Don't forget about Geyer and the ability to fight off those pitches.
High 90s.
Look who's next to Madden.
Yeah, it's funny.
And don't forget about all the work last night in a 7-2 game when the Cubs couldn't add on.
I feel like MLB coaching trees used to be a thing, but now it doesn't really matter anymore.
Down and in. Sent out by Rajai Davis. And then followed down.
Yeah, just find the young guy who says yes now, kind of.
When Chapman's effective, he's effective over the middle of the zone and up.
Although Madden still has some, like, because Kevin Cash, isn't he a Madden coaching tree guy?
So he's sacrificing a little
Cash.
bit to generate more natural.
I mean, there's always connect the dots. I mean, we just saw, the Nationals guy. You can connect him to Madden.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
With over 40,000 in the ballpark and thousands.
That's a good crowd reaction shot. What World Series was it? I think it was one of the Giants one. 2010 Giants. They went to like a.
Oh, you hated that.
They went to a crowd shot. It was like 5 people barely celebrating.
I think they were in a bar, right?
Yeah, they were in a bar. It was like they felt like not a watch party bar.
Ball 1 now to Yan Gomes.
With every like ball, this crowd now thinks like we're gonna fucking do it right now.
Yan Gomes has 3
one more, we lock it down.
This postseason, all against Chapman. He's grounded out, struck out, and bounced into a double play, and a check on Crisp. There's a go-ahead run at first with 2 out.
I mean, do you want to jump? Because we got a lot of baseball to go.
Yeah. He ends up striking Gomes out. But he falls down 2-0, so, like, I want to see the swing Gomes takes here. Because you know a fastball's coming. The whole stadium feels like something's about to happen. If I'm an Indians fan in this 2-0 count, I'm, like, halfway to celebrating.
Now a 2-0 pitch to Gomes.
He went slider, Jake.
Slider from Chapman, 2-1. And unfortunately now,
that's when you put the odds on their head.
He should have done that a while ago. And then he went back to slider again. Yeah, so I think Chapman kind of figured something out here. Took that into the next couple seasons. Where do we want to go?
Travis Wood, the left-hander.
10th?
Figure out what Terry Francona wants to do.
Yeah, I think top 10.
Rizzo tonight hit by a pitch, an RBI single, and he will.
And hey, shout out to Chapman on the Jake theory. I mean, he came back out for the bottom of the ninth, and he got 3 outs. Santana, Kipnis, Lindor.
Is that after the rain delay? When was the rain delay game in the series?
We'll be up with 2 on, 1 out.
I think it was this game. I don't know.
I thought it was this game. Tied at 6.
Rizzo's gone 2 for 2.
Yeah, rain started falling the bottom of the 9th, and Tarp was pulled off the field. And it was in that rain delay that
that's respect right there.
Oh, I can't think of his name. Hayward
can handle a cutter from the left-hand side
on the Cubs. Yeah, Hayward gave like a big speech or whatever. Cubs fans will know what I'm talking about much better than I do, obviously, but a rousing whatever. Another great talking point about this is Schwarber. Like, was injured, didn't play in the regular season.
Yeah.
And then is like a good part.
Threat.
Constant threat. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, in 2016, regular season, Schwarber had 5 plate appearances. He got hurt on like the second day of the season or whatever. 5 plate appearances. He gets healthy and starts every AL game or almost every game. And in the World Series, let's see. I mean, Schwarber didn't even play in the NLDS and the NLCS, Jake. Like he just came for the World Series, and he started every game of the World Series besides 4 and 5. Wild. And in Game 7, Schwarber had 3 hits.
The eyes of the world on Ben Zobrist. Strike 2. Shaw has put 2.
2 strikes, 1 out. Schwarber had a .412 batting average this series.
500 on base.
Yeah.
He was ready.
What happened to Shaw? I mean, is that a rude question?
No, he's in. I think he's in Rockies purgatory. He was like a big free agent signing for him, and he's kind of died.
He had a good 2017 for Cleveland, and then last 2 years in Colorado, bummer. The 1-2.
Zobrist stands, a base hit. Cubs will take the lead. Almora digging to the plate. Zobrist delivers 7-6 in the 10th.
Rizzo can't believe it. I loved it because he fouled off that pitch in like a similar fashion right beforehand.
Yeah.
And Shaw came back with it, and he just made the adjustment. Dude, this year signs, I just got huge chills. I've always been a sucker for that.
So well does Zobrist. Tremendous bat control, and there's a man that I don't know if he thought he'd play a role in tonight's 7th game.
How early can you make it this year sign, Jake? If you're a Cubs fan,
Hey, you kind of have me lost. I don't even get what you're talking about.
Really changed the complexion.
oh, the saying there's always next year. So then they make signs like this year.
Oh.
I'm telling you, if 10 guys
Saying like how early can a game one of the World Series?
He deserves a lot of
No.
credit for thinking about
Oh,
the
well.
scenario, reading
Oh,
the
well, that
center
blows.
fielder,
Yeah.
That won't give me chills. I think you gotta save it.
No, I think a lot of Cubs fans are showing up with that.
Second intentional walk. And there's the cutter. He tried to go back door. He stays on it, slaps it the other way. And the Cubs.
What were the ages of these Cubs players?
What a reaction by Rizzo, and now Miguel Montero.
Yeah, Rizzo doesn't get much better than that. Well, so
That's not bad.
Montero has only
Rizzo's
one
26,
postseason. He's
Russell's 22, Bryant's 24, Solaire's 24, Hayward's 26.
Bases loaded, one out.
That's cool. Baez is 23, Contreras is 24.
Odds are against Chapman.
Young Cubs
going
core.
back out there. But that'll be another decision for Joe Maddon. We've seen Edwards up in the bullpen. Who will be on the mound?
Feeling a
for
lot better,
Chicago at the
Chappie.
bottom of this
Lot
tenth?
better.
Right now, ball one to Montero.
All of a sudden,
Montero,
things are
another guy
fantastic.
who can handle the cutter with the right-hander. Likes the ball coming into him out over the plate.
Montero, stop doing that.
That's a foul ball.
It's foul.
Dash fair.
That's exactly what Cleveland was looking for right
When do you
there.
think he started doing that, like,
Looks like that's the man
motion?
right now that has
Liked it from Rizzo.
Chicago.
Rizzo gets a little sexual up there, but his is like,
Rather slim but electric arm. The 25-year-old
bless and love on his knuckles.
Chapman right now is in line for the win. But a long way to go. And Montero would like to take the pressure off the rest of this 10th. That's a base hit. Rizzo scores. Zobrist is held. 8-6.
Send him.
Brian Shaw hates the shift.
Big hater. Because that's just a ground ball, right?
I mean, man, outside of the shift, I mean, there's a ground ball where the third baseman would be and the shortstop would be, but
Unfortunately, two
that's not how
left-handers
it
that
works.
like the cutter. And you see him stay on it again. Let's see. 2 hits, 2 bases loaded situations.
That is a double play and the inning's over. But you can play that game a lot. Just kind of a bummer when you're the pitcher and you have to play that game in your head.
And listen to those Cub fans who have paid a
So
dear price
they
to
bring
be inside
in
this
Trevor Bauer to get the next 2
in
outs.
the 8th. Comes in season. He's made 4 starts. A record.
Do you want to watch Bauer get these or you want to skip to the bottom?
Lost game
Um,
John 3-2
We
at
could
Wrigley.
jump.
I think
There's
this
still
matchup has a lot to
more
do with the
baseball to be
4-seed
played.
Strike 1.
Oh. All right. Well, Edwards is in. Did I skip way too far? He got the first 2, and now he's 2-0 on Geyer.
Cubs theme.
Yeah, 2 outs. Imagine another 2-out rally.
3-0. I just didn't like the first pitch. I mean, I know you start thinking again. That's the thing. Don't think about this is an out or I'm an out away from winning.
Carl Edwards got a tiny head. His hats look like they never look like they're like swamping his head.
Off his game plan now. 3-0.
Everything's just kind of tiny.
It looked like Geyer went
He's
up there to
24
take a
years old
strike.
here.
The first 3 have not been close.
I'm trying to see like what a situation for
Is the
Edwards to
hero
be
from
put
the
into.
8th inning, Rajai
When was the
Davis.
last time he pitched in this? Game
We've got a
5
home run to tie it at 6 off
in
Chapman.
the 7th inning.
Can Edwards throw a strike?
In Game 3, Edwards came in the 6th inning and got the loss. He gave up an earned run to lose it. So Cleveland may have some faith, but they also, it's 1 out away, and 2 runs, so.
I mean, you got the runner on first, and Rajai just did what he did.
I know.
I think you're in full magic mode.
The pitching coach.
Why not? Why can't it happen again?
Miguel Montero trying to guide Carl Edwards Jr. through this 10th. In the 8th, Rajai.
Just do it again, Rajai.
Camera guy down. Choked up, inside pitch. Such an awesome swing and home run for the moment. He says, pointing out the obvious.
Well, against Edwards, much more difficult to
it's
do
also
on
one of those
cutters
things
away
like
for
A-Rod
Davis,
goes
so
on his
I'm sure
annual
Montero
playoff
said,
rant where he's like,
come on.
hey, small
Don't
ball
pay
and little
attention to the
stuff,
guy
it
first.
happens
Attack this
every
hitter.
year. And
when you get with 2 strikes,
like
maybe
there's
then you
there's
kill
an
him with a
argument to it.
curveball.
Like home runs win stuff, but I'd love to talk to Zobrist and Montero and be like, or did you guys kind of want to go the other way because you knew they had a shift on you?
With a home run.
Yeah.
Because again, that's the situation, right? If you can slap that run in, you take the single there.
Ball 1 and down to second is Geyer.
I just saw Chapman's other knuckles, and they say hate. Usually he has a glove on that hand.
Stolen base granted.
No, that's his pitching hand. So his knuckles say love and hate, which interesting. 1-0. Do it again.
Into center field, another hit. Here comes Geyer. The throw into second. It's a 1-run game. Davis delivers it.
And now, Indians fans are full-blown magic mode.
You're full-blown magic mode. And, I mean, Rajai Davis has always been known for his speed. So, you're not going full Dave Roberts. But, I mean, let's see. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 seasons with 40-plus stolen bases.
I remember a running joke in our fantasy baseball league was Big Evan, like, am I going to have to draft Davis again for his steals? Like, don't make me do it. And he'd always end up with him on his team.
I would call Rajai Davis was like the Friday pickup. If you were in a matchup where you needed steals, it's like, all right, I'll pick him up for the final 3 games and hope I get a couple.
Most likely worked out for you.
Okay,
here we go. Mike Montgomery versus Michael Martinez. Eminem versus Eminem.
Came to the Indians last year, is up with 2 outs. He's 0 for 3 this postseason.
Michael Martinez. What do you got on him?
He did hit 1 home run.
Nothing.
Right. It's funny. We did that with the Royals yesterday.
Not a good arm, Montero.
Man, he was out there for a little while.
Yeah.
Played parts of 7 seasons, but negative WAR, lifetime.
Oh, don't even
OPS.
Don't even read his lifetime OPS plus. Don't even do it, Jake.
Here's the 0-1.
Back-to-back slow curveballs.
That's tough, because, okay, I'll do my multi-sports speech here. It sucks that Michael Martinez is up in that situation.
For the Indians. And for him.
Like, it's part of the beauty of baseball that, we've seen Jose Vizcaínos and other guys kind of come out of the woodwork and have a moment. If there was a guy who kind of wasn't going to have a moment, like it was Michael Martinez.
I like Montgomery coming in and just throwing 2 loopy curves.
Man, good on him.
Good on Theo. That's the crazy shit.
I'm sure Montgomery's been talked to a lot, and it's probably what everyone goes to. But I mean, you're right. There's coming in with a couple whirly-bird curveballs. You wonder if it's blind confidence, like, are you just trying to snap it as hard as you can?
The last time that Michael Martinez had a hit was September 15th.
Man,
so, tough spot.
I look at a lot of baseball reference pages, and this is maybe the most shocking one I've ever been in.
Michael Martinez?
Yeah.
I know we should be talking about the Cubs and their celebration. Stuck on Michael Martinez. It's crazy.
And hey, I'll loop it into one more Jake speech. Just like that, you tie it into every guy on the roster. Sometimes it's a weird guy out of the bullpen. Hey, if they didn't have Michael Martinez, they had another guy who could hit on their bench. Maybe Mike Montgomery is the guy that we're saying, how the hell is he in this game?
Can I give you some more info on Michael Martinez?
I mean, you can, but it's gonna get ugly. Cubs fans.
He started the season with the Indians, Jake. Then was waived on July 8th, and the Red Sox purchased him. Then on August 4th, the Indians grabbed him back. Nah, we want him back.
To feel that last play. Oh man, I knew he was fast. I knew how to get rid of it. It's wet out here, the longest game ever. Oh my, that's one of the best games anybody will ever see.
The 17-minute rain delay. How much did that reset your team? What did you guys do in the clubhouse?
Talk about only a 17-minute rain delay. Just one cloud.
And, we all
tough spot if you're MLB. I mean, Game 7. Do you want? You kind of can't leave that up to risk.
Jason Hayward led the way. I mean,
the dude, Jake, who was telling the grounds crew, like, it's only going to be 20 minutes max, was sweating bullets. Like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. I hope this is only 20 minutes max.
Just stays over the stadium.
I've never won an award as a team. I've always been able to do it individually. But
how awesome is it that he's smiling before he even picks the ball up?
Yeah. Man, I'm so happy. I mean, I can't even really put into words how this feels.
Chris, congratulations.
Thank God he got it there.
That's
he threw
awesome
that
shot.
into left field. That would have been like an all-time blunder.
That's a game that will be talked
but in a
about
meme.
For a long, long time. What was it like to be a part of it?
I don't know, but it happened. It happened. Chicago, it happened.
Good
we
answer.
did it what world champions can. And that's it. We're world champions. I can't believe it.
You just told me that was the best rain delay of all time. What changed?
We just got together. Honestly, Jason Hayward called a meeting, all of the players. And we rallied together. We rallied strong. We knew that we could do this. We know we keep fighting. We never quit. We always say it. And we pulled together, and the boys believed. And we won.
Now, it's been 108 years, as you know. What's it like being part of the team that brought the World Series title back to the north side of Chicago?
I can't even put it into words. It's just Game 7 of the World Series. It's unbelievable.
The ball, will you keep it?
I don't know what I'm going to do with that ball. It's going to be cherished forever, though. We're in the books.
Cool. I mean, that is there's a lot of great games that we've seen now. I don't know how you rank World Series games. Obviously, there's bias all along, depending on who your team is and not. But that's up there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Game 7, too. I mean...
Game 7, yeah.
And it feels almost like a lazy card to play when you consider Buckner and stuff like that.
But you know what, though, Jake?
But it is Game 7.
But that Cardinals-Rangers game is Game 6, but it is an elimination game. So, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, the Rangers were one strike away 2 times. So, I do think Game 6 of that stands... They're equal. I think Game 6 is better than that game, how back and forth it went. But they're amazing games. To put that quality product in front of your biggest audience, like MLB had to be ecstatic.
Yeah, and I guess that's where the Michael Martinez effect comes in, man. And I know if he's watching, like, we're being real tough right now. And it's obviously the fan aspect. Like, I'm picturing ourselves if you're at home and whoever that guy is on your team comes up, I mean, that's kind of like what? Like you put in 162 games, you put in a whole playoffs, and it comes down to that. And it's part of the beauty of baseball, but Man, at the same time, if you're Frankie Lindor, if you're Jose Ramirez, if you're some of the guys on this Cleveland team, Kluber, that might have been your shot. And, man, I mean, that's just... I would go into a dark, dark, dark place if I was on that team. Which, I mean, I'm not running the risk of that. But, I mean,
don't worry.
there's
they came back and had their turn next year.
Yeah, I mean, there's sports stories of guys that go in their holes. I know Manu Ginobili is one with the Spurs that, like, he was in a bad place. Like this, the guys on this Cleveland Indians team, I don't know. I guess they never had the lead, right?
The Indians?
That's where it's tougher.
In the series, they
Rangers.
did.
Well, in this game.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah. Also, I mean, I feel like no one picked up that I was joking because the Yankees reverse swept them in the next season. So, tough. Anyway, I like the Indians. I got nothing against the Indians.
They're rebuilding with the best team in their division.
Me and Clevenger, great friends.
Close. Similar guys.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching. We appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with the 2017 World Series.